In a small African village surrounded by rolling hills and lush green forest, Ayo is a devoted wife who works hard begins to feel her world unraveling. Her husband, Kwame, once loving and attentive, has grown cold and distant. He sneaks out at night and returns home with vague excuses. Ayo, already battling feelings of insecurity, begins to question her marriage and spirals into a deep depression. She would often go to her mother's house, Abiba, pouring out her feelings towards the situation. She feels utterly alone, and as she cries, she sees her sister looking at her with a face full of disgust. Her sister, Nola, with whom she has a long-standing rivalry, would never say a thing when she sees her sister crying about Kwame. The two sisters have never gotten along, their relationship marked by jealousy and competition. One day at a family gathering, she looks over at Kwame and would see Nola all over him. They were laughing and drinking, having a great time. Ayo didn't want to believe it, but her emotions got the best of her and she suspected her sister was sleeping with Kwame. As time went on and Kwame became distant. When he came home, he didn't even want to speak her. He started to comment on her weight, and whenever they made love it didn't feel genuine to Ayo. As Kwame grows more secretive, Ayo's suspicion intensifies. She becomes convinced that Nola, her own sister, might be having an affair with her husband. The more Ayo tries to confront Kwame about her feelings towards his absence and their relationship, the more he gaslights her, making her feel paranoid and delusional. She grows withdrawn, locking herself in her room, no longer caring for herself or her home. Her once beautiful face is now marked with worry and sleepless nights. One evening, while Ayo and Kwame were resting at home, Kwame gets a call. Worry fills his face and he immediately gets up from the bed, gives Ayo a sorry excuse, and heads towards the door. Ayo, overflowing with emotions, jumps up after him and demands to know what's going on. She guards the door, blocking his exit, and yells at him. Kwame looks defeated and finally utters she's pregnant. Ayo, not saying another word, runs to her mother's house looking for her sister Nola. Ayo pounds on the door with more anger than sadness in her body. When Nola opened the door, she smacks her in the face, yelling and cussing at her, "You worthless little girl, you just had to choose my husband out of all the men in the village." Ayo is on top of her, connecting each punch and smack to Nola's face. The mother Abiba hears all the commotion and runs to the girls, yelling, "Stop." Ayo looks at her mother and starts to explain to her that Kwame got her pregnant, but stops mid-sentence once she sees Abiba's stomach. A moment of silence filled the room and Kwame finally caught up to Ayo. Kwame sees she has finally discovered his secret and stands next to Abiba. He looks at Ayo and says, "I'm in love with your mother."